What's going on, guys? It's your boy CoinCoverage here, bringing you a new video. Today we're going to be looking at the market update from yesterday, because a lot has happened definitely regarding altcoins and Bitcoin. And then we're also going to take a look at a little lesson I'm going to add into the end of this video that I believe is very important regarding what your main objective is trading altcoins and why, if you really should trade altcoins or just stick with Bitcoin. So we'll take a look at that in shortly. Alright, guys, so first off, I want to take a look at the change, 24-hour changes here. As you can see, everything is green, guys. This is I told you guys, just stay away from your computer screens. I mean, I thought it would last a little bit longer. I thought we'd be in a little bit of a bloodbath for the next week or so, but it only lasted about 24 hours. And as you can see, we're already recovering since everything was just so cheap. A lot of people took advantage of these cheap prices, as you can see, and then everything just became green. Verge has been killing it, guys. 27 cents nearly, and it was literally less than 1 penny when I made that Dogecoin video a couple weeks ago. So the funny thing is I brought this up as an example just because I knew it was a cheap altcoin under 1 cent. It had a large circulating supply, but now it's the 16th biggest cryptocurrency. And I believe when I made that video, it had to be around below the 50s, maybe below the 60s in terms of market cap ranking. So it's unbelievable what this market can do. Another thing I want to take a look at is the market cap for global cryptocurrency. As you can see, we are at a market cap of $584 billion, which is not its all-time high, but we are recovering from the losses from the Bitcoin correction. As you can see, we hit the bottom of 435 billion, and we're starting to recover a lot of these losses that we made. As you can see, we're slowly climbing back up within the last couple days. This is the 7-day price action, and as you can see, we are not reached these all-time highs of 650 billion, which I said it was pretty common resistance since it's a pretty big even, but I believe we'll slowly get there. And altcoins, however, we have maintained these highs for the past day or so, and we're starting to hit this top peak of 362 billion. We're almost there. We're about 30 billion away, while over here we're around 70 or 80 billion away from hitting our all-time highs once again. So we're back in basically a bull market. I'm pretty sure we'll have to see how the price action of Bitcoin looks, because Bitcoin ultimately determines the altcoin prices, which I'll get to that later in the video, which I believe is a good lesson, specifically regarding the time we're in right now. It makes a lot of sense. So here we go, guys. This is the market dominance in regards of percentage-wise for market cap. As you can see, Bitcoin's percentage is pretty low recently, and that's just regarding it's not really loading. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at the 1 month. Actually, the 1 month will give us a lot more insight here. As you can see, we were at about 67% Bitcoin. And this is actually the high it's been for the past year, I'm pretty sure, besides early in January. Because first altcoin bull rally didn't really happen until April or May. As you can see, you can start to see when the altcoins really took a rally here. As we can see, the Bitcoin dominance decline kind of started coming back up, but then we had another altcoin rally recently, and it just took a downturn back down, which is kind of good if you're trading altcoins. Obviously, you want this to be as low as possible if you're trading altcoins, but it's important to keep in mind that all altcoins are based off BTC values, so wherever Bitcoin goes, altcoins will follow. So as you can see here, guys, we are pretty much at all-time lows for a while now. I wouldn't say all-time lows, but basically pretty low for the year regarding Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, it's always going to be listed up here. And we have Ethereum kind of, had its all-time highs over here regarding dominance. It actually had at 1.31% market dominance during the altcoin bull rally, the first one ever back in May, June, middle of this year. Bitcoin Cash starting to gain some leverage here. Litecoin, still pretty low, but that's probably Litecoin's all-time high regarding market dominance. Ripple was at one point actually 24% of the market cap. Dash doing very, very well as well, and then NEM doing pretty high as well. Monero pretty high as well. IOTA actually maintaining this high market cap domination here, and then Neo, which did very good back in November this year, and then kind of maintained these highs and had a rally back up. So it's looking really good, guys. Here's the others as well, which have been pretty much at all-time high as well. Everything except these coins, basically, which is like the top players in the market cap. So all the other coins have been filling the love as well. These are coins like Verge, Cardano. I don't think is listed on here. What other coins? IOTA's there. What other coins have been killing it? Digibyte, just the big players that have been coming up. Komodo, all those people that you've seen, excuse me, write off Bitcoin's value, maybe hedge off it, have been doing very, very well in this market as well, as you can see. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin's price action as well. Let's refresh the page because TradingView hates me. I'm going to add the 50-day just to show you guys once again how the 50-day does show support. Once we get this up here, 50. And I recommend using TradingView for any technical analysis. It's a really good website, as you can see. Gives you a lot of insight, a lot of indicators. I talked about yesterday how we bounced off the 50-day, and now we have a green candle for today's candle. We're recovering a lot of losses, as you can see. We hit 11,000 yesterday, believe it or not. Whoever bought down here definitely made a good trade. But right now we're about 15,000. A pretty healthy level for Bitcoin, in my opinion. I believe, I don't know. We won't be really in bear market or bull market. We're kind of going to be stabilizing the price action as we go sideways. But this will give altcoins time to really gain some momentum that have been undervalued. Of course, some may argue altcoins are pretty overvalued at this point, but I believe there's some that are still pretty hidden that haven't really made a run up yet. And one of them is definitely Wabi, what I told you guys about yesterday for a trade alert. It's constantly climbing up. It's at 175, as you can see. It's killing it, and it's hitting all-time highs regarding Satoshi value. And as you can see, the 1 day doesn't really give us much insight just because this coin just got listed on Binance. But Wabi has just absolutely been killing it, doing very, very well. But you can still get in at this price. This is still a very, very cheap price regarding Satoshi value. Once again, all altcoins are based off Bitcoin's current value, so it's important to keep that in mind. So we're going to get right into that lesson I was talking to you guys about earlier. So here we go. So we're going to take Ethereum as an example. Now, when you see Ethereum, when you click on the CoinMarketCap, a lot of people like to look at this USD valuation rather than this valuation right here, the Bitcoin value. As you can see, the CoinMarketCap lists the USD value first and then the Bitcoin. Of course, you can change it on the front screen, which I sometimes you guys recommend doing. But as you can see, if you scroll down here, we can see Bitcoin's price is in orange and then USD price is in green. Now, and this is volume down here. You don't really have to pay attention to that through this lesson. As you can see, let's go back to a year. I don't want to go too far. We could see that its Bitcoin value at all-time high was at about 0.15 Bitcoin, and it's only about 0.5 right now. When it was at 0.15 Bitcoin back then, what was the USD price? $370 or so. So as you can see, when it hit its all-time high in Bitcoin value, shouldn't it be higher in USD than it is right now? Well, no, because Bitcoin has rose tremendously since back in whenever this was June, and this is when, like on the other chart I was saying, this is when Ethereum was dominating the market. About a third of the market was just Ethereum. So basically, as we moved out throughout these months here, this is probably the end of going towards the second half of 2017 until now. You can see its Bitcoin value starting to fall. But however, you will notice that the USD value is constantly rising. This is due to Bitcoin's increase throughout the year. So basically, this 0.5 right here, this is about the same BTC value as you can see, $309, but we're at about the same 0.05 BTC, but it was only about $300. That's because Bitcoin doubled from November to December, basically, climbing up to new highs, and that's why the USD values keeps on climbing. However, you would have made, if you would have held Bitcoin, or say you would have sold Ethereum for 0.15 Bitcoin right here as its all-time BTC high, and you just held 0.15 Bitcoin this whole time, instead of holding Ethereum or whatever, you would have made more money actually. So it's important to have this BTC, this orange line here, go up, not down, and have this green line go. I mean, if the green line goes up too, it's not a bad thing. The worst case scenario is if the BTC value, typically if the BTC value, unless it's dramatically dropped, the USD value will probably go up, especially in this recent month since BTC really skyrocketed. But as you can see, if we would have sold Ethereum right here at 0.15 Satoshi, not 0.15 Satoshi, but 0.15 Bitcoin, we can take a look at how much that really is. If we just take a look at the chart, and it was about 2,000. This was how much Ethereum you would have if you sold Ethereum at 0.15 Bitcoin and you just held. Obviously, Bitcoin would have done you better. You would have $2,342 in USD. Instead of you only have 743, just because your Bitcoin value divised by 3 times. Because now you had 0.15 Bitcoin at one point per Ethereum that you had, but now you only have 0.05. Although the USD value might have been lower, if you would have sold here, you would now have Bitcoin, so Bitcoin's price was able to go up since then. So obviously, I'm not trying to say you would be able to predict the future at that point, but you would have been better off holding Bitcoin than Ethereum essentially since June. That's just holding long term. I'm not talking about swing trading anything or getting lucky with your trading low or buying low and selling high strats that some people do, which is called swing trading. But basically, if you were just held from here to the end of the year, you would have been better off holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin would have brought you bigger gains rather than Ethereum, because Ethereum basically was only $343 now, and now it's only about 725 when Bitcoin was about, I would say, 2,000, 3,000 back in June, and then it climbed to 20K, or around 20K, 19K at the end of the year. So now at 15K. So essentially, you can do this with any coin. You can see if really the BTC value it beat out Bitcoin or not. I know one that did potentially throughout the year, probably not recently, was NEO. And this is the perfect scenario right here. As you can see, it completely beat out Bitcoin right here. The Bitcoin price fell once again. I think this was due to the sell-off, and then it rose right back up. This was kind of when NEO was being quiet, but NEO completely beat out Bitcoin right here. If the BTC value just goes up dramatically, you can tell that it's beating out Bitcoin. Just because of the price action. The USD needs to follow with it also, but once the USD value passes among it like this, you can tell that Bitcoin would have been a better hold from here to here. That's typically what happens if the BTC charts right here are above the USD. You can probably tell that it would have been better just to hold BTC at that point once the green goes back up, just because the Bitcoin value is constantly going down. You want to collect as much Bitcoin value as possible, Satoshi, whatever you guys want to call it, just because that's exactly what makes the price of this coin. This isn't just a random number, like I said. This is the BTC value firsthand converted back to US dollars. Whatever this is essentially in BTC is what it is in US dollars. So if you just paste that in, it's only $66 like it is right here. So actually these prices aren't the same, as you can see. The BTC value on here is probably different, but as you can see, it's relatively similar. So it's been just better to hold Bitcoin essentially at some point in this rally, rather than trying to beat out Bitcoin with altcoins. So that's why I say sometimes it's better to hold BTC and then go for altcoins, although you just gotta pick the winners and sell, take profits when you need to. Like I said, there'll be some that just completely rally, like Verge, as I gave an example earlier, that just completely rallied up, especially in the past 7 days. We can actually go to a month here and see how much it really just beat out Bitcoin completely. And yeah, as you can see, the BTC price is just going up right following along the USD. That's the best case scenario, is when you see the USD value kind of is parallel to the BTC price action, just like this. They're both going up. That's the best case scenario, because that means Bitcoin's going up along with your altcoin. And that's the best thing you can possibly have. BTC value go up at the same time altcoin value goes up. That makes it a win-win situation, because your BTC is going up, so that means your each Satoshi is worth more, and then your USD value, or your USD value is going up, or your BTC, I'm sorry, your BTC value is going up while your USD value is going up as well, because Bitcoin's BTC value is going up. So this is the best case scenarios when it kind of mirrors each other, like I said. And that means you're beating up Bitcoin. However, beforehand, like right around here, you can see that the USD value kind of passed up Bitcoin, especially in the recent months. And you can see it would have been better to hold Bitcoin at this point. Although they were pretty close, and this definitely made up for it right here. When the USD green line is constantly above the orange line, that means it would have just been better to hold Bitcoin, essentially. So yeah, guys, it's a little lesson on altcoins and what the main objective is. They're all based off Bitcoin's value. Bitcoin is the gold standard cryptocurrency, like I said last video. So sometimes it's better to just hold Bitcoin, especially when you want to play it safe. I think Bitcoin's a way better safe player. It typically beats out a lot of altcoins. I don't know if you guys have noticed. There are some good winners though that beat out Bitcoin, but sometimes in a market like this, when it's crazy and a lot of things are changing, it might just be best to hold Bitcoin. However, you also got to think of the long term of Bitcoin. Is it really scalable? Do I really believe it's going to remain this digital gold? Are people going to actually use it? You got to think of stuff like that as well. So it's up to your guys' own research and your own decision. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I don't know if I'm going to be wearing a Santa hat or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a giveaway or something for Christmas. I don't know. Who knows, guys? So later, guys. Hope you guys enjoy with your time with your family. Sorry, my freaking throat is like fucking killing me right now. And I'll be back for a video tomorrow. So later, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.